Welcome back to the group chat.
Nathan Marshall with the Crusaders. Yep. Scott Robinson. Yep. Scott Robinson.
Close. Rep straight off.
Conor McGregor, Israel Adesanya, John Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva. Bro.
Welcome back to the group chat for our Thursday show, Odds On edition. And Phil, we've been down in Christchurch. It's New Zealand Cup week. She's all go. Trotting Cup on the Tuesday, TBMI yesterday at Riccarton. And it's sounds like it's only just going to get better and better down there. You got Showdown Friday. Again, Cup Day on Saturday at Riccarton. That sounds like it's going to be a party. Christchurch, what'd you make of it this time around?
Well,
Take two for Betcha.
First Tuesday of November into the second Tuesday of November. It's been quite the week.
Yeah.
And Christchurch didn't disappoint. Turned out in numbers, 12 to 15,000 people. Super sunny.
Yep.
We arrived and it was drizzling and we said, oh dear. It cleared and it was great. Great turnout, great vibes, great energy. And a new winner as well for the Trotting Cup. It's always good to see. $9 shot. King man. It's nice. When everyone's talking, there's only one horse in this, and you're trying to find everyone but that one horse, and then $9 takes it from the outside.
Had to do it the hard way.
It's good.
3 wide around the corner, I heard them say. I'm not going to pretend to know harness, but 3 wide around the corner. Had to go the long way around, take on the favourite Leap to Fame at, $1.70. And yeah, Kingman Storm. Another freaking Australian, though. And it was an Australian Quinella, too, because I think was Leap to Fame second in the end?
Yep, second.
Yeah. So there you go.
Republican Party, another favourite with Carter aboard.
Yeah.
Leading the majority of the race, too, it felt like.
Yeah.
Kingman. And the fluoro green, it almost looked like.
Yeah.
So,
it was a good day. I thought they put on a great day. The sun came out, the people, like you said, it was packed. And then on the infield, after the racing was done, Savage into Shapeshifter. Yeah, good.
that was a great pickup.
It was unreal. I was telling people that you feel like you're on the outside of the race course and you feel like you're at the races, It's good. There's all the betting going on. You've got the people dressed up. You've got the dress-up competitions. There's drinks. It's a good vibe. There's a little bit of music. You cross the track to the infield and you walk into that stage. And I honestly felt like I was back at a New Year's festival. I felt like I was at an R&V or,
There were many people still there?
Yeah, it was good. There was plenty of people around, and Savage put on a good performance, actually. He got the people going. He got the crowd involved. Got 1 or 2 songs of Shapeshifter before leaving, but I can only imagine Shapeshifter put on a performance too. But it was a great day. And then into yesterday, down in Christchurch, she was cold. She was really cold. The easterly steaming into Christchurch. But I'll tell you what, the boot parties look like a lot of fun. I love that. Just the whole idea. You just drive your car in, you buy a car park, set up your gazebo, you can pull out your Weber, you get a little drinks bar going, you can just have a day at the races and you don't have to buy anything other than your car park ticket. Bring your drinks in, bring your food in, whatever you want, bean bags.
Literally park up.
Park up. There were people with blankets because it did get cold, but then there were people, like you got your chili bins, cheese and crackers, the whole lot. You just look after yourself the whole day and it's mint. Especially if you get there early, you get on the front. And you're up on the rail and, mint day. Anyway, if we have a look at the weekend, there's 2 things that are really catching my eye.
Yep.
AB's England at Twickenham Sunday morning, 4:10. England haven't beaten the ABs in 6 years, since the 2019 World Cup. Also on the Sunday, UFC 322, which I'm sure is piquing your interest too. What else are you looking forward to this weekend?
The Premier League? Oh, no. Oh, the A-League? Oh,
No.
International fixtures. Oh, yes.
Once again.
Coming to the end of some of those playoff spots, the group stages for the World Cup for next year.
Yeah.
Already. Unbelievable. So, not terrible, but yeah, obviously UFC 322 is stacked. JDM defending his belt for the first time. Islam Makhachev moving up from lightweight, winning that double division championship status. It's a big fight, man. Scary fight, and it's a big fight. Then you got Valentina the Bullet up against Wei Li Zhang. Zhang also moving up a division from strawweight to flyweight in the women's co-main event. Valentina's like back-to-back wins.
Mm-hmm.
Wei Li Zhang, also former champion. So 2 former champs already. Then you got a third with Leon Edwards taking on Carlos Prates from Fighting Nerds, that Brazilian that just keeps knocking people out.
Yep.
Up until E4, Shida Gary lost by decision, but responded by another KO TKO in his last fight. So big names, big hits. You move even further down, you got BSD and Dariush fighting. Dariush, obviously a veteran, BSD, or military veteran or special services, whatever you want to call in that French division. Michael Morales, who's 18-0 against Sean Brady, who's 18-1. I mean, this is a card of cards. And of course, it can only be at the Madison Square Garden card. So.
Mate, how good is the Garden? That would be so good.
They finally put Bo Nickel back on a prelim where he belongs.
Yeah.
So
get back in there, mate.
Good. It's looking good.
So the UFC know what they're doing now. They've got it sorted.
Mate, I mean, even prelims are stacked. This might be the best card of the year.
Do you know what I don't understand with the UFC is how you can get a card like this and they just stack it from top to bottom and it's at the Garden. And then you get like, I don't even know off the top of my head, but you get a pay-per-view and it's like there's a good title fight, and other than that, some of the names on it are just like, why do they just stack one card massively rather than, spread it out? Or is it just the way it's turned out?
For the Madison Square Garden, you kind of have to stack it, don't you? I just think some of those cards, whether it's nation-specific fighters or big name for at least a PPV, but then the rest you just kind of have to fill out. Sometimes it's got to do with the ranking, and sometimes you just got to make your way through a couple people to get to those matchups that just make sense. And 322 feels like the epitome of that, matchups that just make sense. Former champs moving up divisions, wanting to be double champs. Ex-champions fighting, new up-and-comers. You got people on 18-1 and 18-0 fighting each other. Like this is, you've got a gatekeeper basically in Dariush and BSD trying to make a name for himself again after some disappointing results. So
it's kind of all just clicked at the right time for the Garden.
It's all coming together.
Lovely. And you've also got South Africa, Italy to look forward to too. South Africa, they played Ireland last week. Who'd they play last week? France. That's right. Stade
de France.
Got the job done.
We were down at halftime, I'm pretty sure too. Get the win, get the dub. That was a huge win. Honestly, thought we were going to lose. And that second half was incredible. I don't even know if France scored in the second half. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, incredible game.
Genius. All right, should we get stuck into the rugby then? We'll start with this All Blacks England game.
Yeah.
Firstly, they're halfway through the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
2 down, 2 to go. Can New Zealand complete the Grand Slam, beat England, then beat Wales in a week's time? Can they?
Well, yeah, of course they can. Yeah. Wales, England. England, though, what is it? The last 3 times they've played against the ABs, it's been pretty bloody close.
Yep.
24-22, 24-17, 16-15. There's not much in it.
No.
And you see England. Is it Twickenham?
Yep, Twickenham.
Twickenham at home, paying $2 to win. It's scary. But I thought, against Scotland, you're up 17-0, looking pretty comfortable until those yellow cards, and that's when it starts to get a little bit scary. Took some special work from DMAC to make it feel more comfortable win again. But yeah, I think their record has been good enough. Obviously, the way they lost back in Wellington is a question mark.
Still hanging that question mark over them?
I think so. I mean, that was the biggest defeat in their history at home. It's not a good look.
No. But the Cake Tin's never been a great place for the ABs, unfortunately.
But they backed it up with some good results, and their record overall under Razor, I think it's relatively strong.
Yeah.
Bar a couple hiccups.
I'll tell you what. When Cam Roigard plays, in this Razor era,
He's a-
the All Blacks are at a 90% win rate, with the only loss coming against France when Roygaard outplayed Dupont and then was subbed off after 50 minutes.
Mm.
And then they lost.
Mm.
That's the only loss that Cam Roygaard's been involved with in the Razor era.
Mm.
So you get Cam Roygaard on the field for 80 minutes, you win rugby games. And I'm saying if Cam Roygaard is on the field this weekend for 80 minutes, which you hope he would be, 70 at a minimum, the ABs should, touch wood, should win this at Twickenham and then move on to Wales. They are paying, $1.72. England, $2.05. The spread's at -1.5. Total set at 48.5. What do you the teams haven't been named, so we don't have try scorers or anything. But from a betting point of view, what do you like? What are you eyeing up?
Well, Cam Roygaard, 12 tries for the All Blacks since his debut, is the most by any other scrum half since that sort of time period.
Yeah.
He's just been on a heater. And I think that's, in 11 or 12 games even as well. Dude is just different gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Important for the All Blacks that they got that win over Ireland. A decent win at that too, 13 points.
Yep.
Got the Bledisloe Cup. Dropped a game to Argentina. I think overall it's been pretty good by the ABs. So even at Twickenham, you can see why they're favourites. England, though, have been doing pretty well themselves. I think they're undefeated in 20 games, is it?
Shit, is it?
I think it might be.
Damn.
Different teams they've had to play against. Obviously, Ireland, South Africa, and All Blacks is a question mark. They haven't played either of those three teams. But regardless.
They beaten France recently?
Definitely Australia, definitely Argentina. I'll have to go back into their match history.
Because if you're on a 20-game heater, but you've not played South Africa, Ireland, France, or New Zealand, it's a false heater, I'd say.
False heater. Or is a heater a heater? It's just different levels of heaters.
You're on, instead of your wall heater, like that, or a electric fire that just pumps out heat, you're on you're on a heat pump heater, It just keeps it nice at about 20, 21 degrees.
Yeah.
Just keeps it flying. The air conditioning, you could say. Not quite a heater.
Let's see. March. You're only going to show me 25.
They must have played in the Six Nations earlier this year.
France, 26-25.
Ooh.
No, well, hold on. They lost to Ireland 27-22, so that stat seems like a lie.
Dang.
How many games have they played since then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9.
So they're on a 9-game winning streak with 1 win over France.
Weird. Maybe that was at home.
Ooh.
Maybe that's an at-home stat as well. I was reading.
Yeah.
But regardless, finding some really good form, the English side.
Yeah.
But yeah, without knowing the team now, you're probably looking at, considering those past 3 results, 24-22, 24-17, 16-15, either team by 7.5. Seems like a Cam Roygaard try.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you mentioned Cam Roygaard because I've got the same game multi I've sort of put together is when the try scorers come out, I'm going to do New Zealand 1-12. You rattle off those scores. 22-24, New Zealand win. 24-17, New Zealand win. 16-15, New Zealand win. 25 all. That was a home game for England. And then the 2019 World Cup, a win for England, 19-7. Only one of those games has gone over this total of 48.5. They're 25 all at home for England. 50 points.
Yeah.
I think so. I've got New Zealand 1-12. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a bruising game. I think it's going to be one up front. You'll see plenty of pick and goes, maybe 1 or 2 tries. But I think the difference is that Cam Roygaard try. So I've got him in for the try and then under 48.5 total points. Who knows where that gets out there, but the under 48.5 is where I'll be looking all day for that game. If it plays out as kind of both teams are looking at the moment, as the history kind of says, 48.5 should be cruisy. I don't think either team maybe eclipse 20, or maybe one team just eclipses 20, like a 21-15 sort of scoreline, or could be an 18-15 sort of win, you know. But I wouldn't be sure about that -1.5, +1.5 spread. I'd probably look for value elsewhere.
No, I like it. I think it'll be tight too. 48.5 feels like a good enough buffer. Especially at Twickenham.
I was surprised to see it that high, honestly. How good is Josh Lord, by the way? He was unreal against Scotland. And now with Scott Barrett probably coming back into the team, Josh Lord back to the bench, unfortunately. But I'd love to see Josh Lord have another crack.
Yeah.
He was very good. I loved his on the ruck, one hand, bang, just pick it up and go to set up the Roygaard try. That's what you want from your lock, explosiveness. Unreal speed. Unreal. Have you looked at any of the
Spicy.
South Africa stuff? Are you going to have a punt on that, or what do you see there?
I'm trying to hunt down some of those Twickenham stats. Google is being rather difficult. So
ChatGPT that.
Springboks v Italy. I mean, Italy, huge upset. I call it a huge upset over a pretty decent Australia side, certainly in terms of the Rugby Championship. They were looking pretty good. So getting a 26-19 win over them is massive.
Yep.
They had good flying rugby, pace on the edges, and a good number 10. It's almost sounding like the Springboks. Garbisi is a solid fly half. Their defensive maul looked pretty poor, though. I think that's a weakness for them up against Springboks, of course. I mean, most teams struggle defending maul against them anyway, but the Aussies sort of ripped them apart. They did look like they had a really solid scrum on them, though, which will be massive if they can do that against the Springboks. Last time they played, obviously, 45-0 Springboks.
Oosh.
Who just obviously got that impressive win over the French with 14 men for over 40 minutes of the game. Did I have stat? There's also, I'll stick to the Springboks for now. But there's plenty of good international rugby games to break down as well. Let's try to get back to Springboks.
Yeah, I'll pull up those international games for us, eh? Let's have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. What do we got? Give me the sports. Rugby. Italy, South Africa, England, New Zealand, Wales, Japan, Ireland, Australia, France, Fiji, Scotland, Argentina.
So you've had Springboks play Italy 5 times, won 5 times. Obviously, 49-0 being the recent one, as I mentioned, 42-24, 63-21, 49-3, 35-6. Italy, though, coming off that impressive win they talked about. And then I go, is it going to be a fast, open game? Are Springboks going to experiment again? Can Italy get over the line? And you see it. France only managing 17 points at start of France. It's kind of scary. You go, is it another 45-0 here? It's really hard.
It really could go either ways, couldn't it?
Especially without the team list to see actually what's going to happen. But I'll anticipate fast game. I'll anticipate an open game. And lots of points to be on offer. Both sides, obviously. South Africa more so. But Italy are looking good. I genuinely believe that, and I think they can. So hopefully it is open and exciting, because that's what everyone wants to see. Van der Merwe is the guy to keep an eye on if he gets another shot. He's got to compete with Colby. He's got to compete with Orange.
He's got a tough list to compete with.
He's got to compete with Hooker. But he has scored 5 tries in 4 test matches. And I think he scored twice in that 45-0 victory over Italy.
So he likes scoring against Italy.
So if he does play and he does start, you can expect him to hit the line, because he is in insane form just from his 5 games that he has played.
Yep.
Hopefully, when we talk about experimenting, Rusty rests some players up against Italy, feeling pretty confident.
The line's at 23.5. What side would you take of that?
This is what I mean. It's
tough.
I feel like they've put it almost on the money. Yes, you could argue that 45-0, but I don't think it's going to be a 10-0. I think it's open, flying rugby. I think Italy do score. And that's pretty much been the gap. Look at 42-24, 63-21, 35-6, like it's been there or thereabouts. outside of that 45-0. So it's a hard pick. I would like to see South Africa run through as they did with Japan, 61-7. I just think it's capable of more tries there.
Interesting.
So 23.5, you probably take.
I'd be taking South Africa, I think, just from
but
hearing what you're saying. If I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But how much are the Southers experimenting and how open are they going to play?
Hopefully very.
How many points are they going to allow?
Talked about the other internationals, Wales, Japan. That one pique your interest, or you?
Hell yeah, it does. This is about the pool of death. This game, Wales sitting at 12th and Japan sitting at 13. This impacts their World Cup draw massively if they get kicked out of the second band.
Yeah,
and they'll get a much tougher bracket. So it's not life or death, but certainly both teams want to win this game. Looking into that World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Wales was battered by Argentina, Japan battered by Ireland and the Springboks, but they did have that good result against the Wallabies, as we talked about. Wales at home, yes, but back in July, they played each other twice, 1-1, lost one, and the point gap was like 9 only. Japan plus 13.5, I think.
Yeah,
that all day against a fractured Welsh side.
Yep.
Interesting to see if Lewis Rees-Zammit starts. If he does, you could probably back him to get over the line just because it's pure pace, pure individual brilliance. He got on last week, but only the second half or something. Can't say I watched that game.
No.
But when they are being battered by Argentina, and they are winning, 54 points, 52, no, what was it? Yeah, 52 points to 28. And then you see Argentina v Scotland, and you see Argentina paying 220. I think now you see that 235.
235 live, yeah.
Some kind of information there because Scotland are only in the game against the All Blacks after the All Blacks had 2 yellow cards.
Yeah.
I think Argentina are levels, and they showed that in the Rugby Championship. So where's this blazing for Scotland coming from?
I have absolutely no idea. I have zero clue. Scotland $1.57 favourites on the back of, they were competitive, but like you said, it was only 2 yellow cards. Argentina have already beat New Zealand this year.
Yep.
Scotland wouldn't have got close if they were playing against 15 men, I reckon. You saw the scoreline in the first half. What was it, 17-0 at halftime or something? Yeah. They're looking very good. You're sitting pretty for a 13-plus punter. And now you get Argentina for 235. I wouldn't touch the plus 3.5. You might as well take Argentina to win if you like that.
You're taking Argentina at 235 all day, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Regardless of a Scottish home game.
That is shocking. Is that Murrayfield? It must be. Yeah, what the heck? I guess Ireland, Australia. Oof, I don't like Australia's chances.
Against Ireland. What is the...
11.5 point start. Ireland $1.18. Australia $4.60. Maybe if you were saying... If this is the Australian team coming off the back of a win against South Africa and South Africa, and they got their tails up, then I'd say, go Australia. Take them plus 11.5. They're going to be right in this game. After a bit of downfall.
No, coming off a loss to Italy. That's a decent Italy side, and yes, they did have a yellow card towards the end there when it was 19-all. He arguably did look a better team anyway. And prior to that, loss. And it's a big loss to England, 25-7.
Yep.
Interesting to see what the All Blacks do with their lineup, with their centre pairing, all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah.
England at home, man, at $2 is a scary aspect.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to take it.
Ireland. I don't know how I feel about Ireland, actually. I wanted a bit more from them, to be honest, against the All Blacks. I thought that was a pretty stale game, pretty boring. I thought Scotland was a more interesting game.
I'd agree.
And when they're paying $1.18, it's hard to follow in, regardless of how the Wallabies have been performing. But obviously, without the odds included there, you'd expect that to be a job.
The only thing I'd say is that I think Ireland are going to continue to dust off the cobwebs. Like the first game against the ABs, they had to travel. It's the first game of their new season, really. You're going to, get the rust off and have a good crack, but as they play more games, they're going to get better and better and better. So, poor Aussie is all I'm going to say. Should we get into a little bit of a deep dive betting angle in this UFC 322 for you then? How do you want to go about this? You want to go up through the card? You want to start at the top, work down? You just got some best bets for us? What do you got?
Yeah, we can look at the two main ones. I think obviously welterweight champion JDM 18-2 up against a 27-1 lightweight division former champ Islam Makhachev moving up, and he's looking big. He's on the creatine. He's eating good. He's training good. He's looking actually massive.
Yep.
And I think he's feeling pretty confident too, not having to trim down for that lightweight division.
Yep.
Obviously, former champ. He's one of the greats. Probably currently the greatest lightweight champion there's been.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, he's looking for that double division championship. JDM, though, had a good tester up against Bilal Muhammad, an important win, unanimous decision win at that. Went the full 5 rounds. It's good stuff. And now he defended for the first time. So 3-10 for him. Islam Makhachev, $1.38. It's a test. It's a test for both. But Islam Makhachev is a scary prospect. JDM obviously brings that knockout potential. Undefeated in the UFC as well. 18-fight win streak. He'll be feeling pretty confident.
Yeah.
And he'll be feeling like, he can go and get the job done and then go under the radar again.
Yeah.
As we've seen. So,
He's a pretty low-key guy, eh? Like, he'll just go in, he'll beat your ass, and then he'll go back to just living in the country, doing his thing, train, probably knock over a couple of trees with his fists, and then maybe headbutt something or other. But, yeah, he'll just fucking run around, do his thing.
18 wins, 12 by KO. I mean, it's a pretty impressive thing to do, and to be undefeated in the UFC current champ. You've got a guy moving up a division. He's looking big.
He does. He does look scary.
When you're carrying a bit of extra weight. I do wonder if he's a bit slower there, but he's obviously Islam, insane grappler, insane wrestler, and he can hit you.
Yeah.
He can knock you out. We saw that against Volkanovski. He can sit you down.
Mm-hmm.
So
that 310 is juicy, though, on JDM.
And you want it to happen, and it can happen.
He's very much a fan favourite this side of the world too, JDM. He's kind of like one of the people's champs. Like, they love him, especially over in Aussie, and the Kiwis love him too.
Yeah. JDM by KO Tico, $5.50. Islam Makhachev by submission by paying $3. JDM by points is $7. He can survive, do some damage, walk away with the belt again.
Yep.
That's why I like that double chance in the market there for the two most likely outcomes for mine anyway. JDM by KO or Islam Makhachev by submission at $2.02. It's going to be a big fight.
Yeah.
You don't really want to miss it, I think. That's a reasonable price for a reasonable outcome. For it to go either way, I'd love to see JDM get the job done. There's arguments for that decision win as well. At $7 for JDM, if he can hold out, come back to his feet, doesn't avoid submission and deals damage, much like he did Della as well, so it's going to be a big one. And then obviously the other one, Wei Li Zhang moving up against the Bullet, Valentina Shevchenko, another big fight, another former champ moving up. It's like deja vu, really. It's going to be absolute battle, but I think Valentina she's hitting her straps, and she's 2 on the bounce now, defended the belt successfully. She's really hit a good again after a shock loss, I guess you could almost say. So for her to win by points seems pretty realistic at 275. And then the rest, man, they're all toss-ups. I mean, 18-1 versus 18-0, a 22-5 versus 22-7, and then Dariush and BSD fighting. So you could have arguments for both ways of all of those fights. I feel like $1.70 versus 215. 260 for Leon Edwards, a former champion, up against Carlos Prates. I know he lost to Machado Gary. He did return with a good knockout, so there's always that knockout threat, but Leon Edwards is a very methodical fighter. He's very calculated.
Yeah.
He knows what's up. And I don't think he's ever been knocked out either. And the argument is Carlos is going to do what he normally does and knock people out. And you go, well, you're up against a former champ who's never been knocked out.
Yeah.
And he's paying 260. So this is what I mean by mixed bags. And you've got BSD versus 150, but then you have Dariush, who's a veteran, and he's a veteran that's all of a sudden doing very well again. You go, well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
This BSD has also lost to Dustin Poirier and someone else. Who was it? Basically had back-to-back losses. Now he's had back-to-back wins. So it's a real mix-up.
It's flipped the switch.
And if you're Dariush, you'll be liking your chances coming off a strong win against Renato Moicano, who just fighting prior to that was fighting for the belt on late notice.
Mm.
And Moicano was a serious threat for the division. So he's got an insane roster. He has the experience. Again, I think another toss-up, that one.
Tell you what, just scrolling through the UFC 322 card on Betcha, there's so much value everywhere you kind of look. Like in all those fights, if you kind of know what you're talking about, you can find those edges. Look at like you said, Leon Edwards, former champ, never been knocked out, but Carlos knocks people out. Yep. Where do you find the value there? Or the JDM? I think that what you said, the $2 on the JDM knockout or Islam sub, two of the most likely options, and you're getting even money for it. Genius. Absolutely genius. You talked about the quality of the card. I found this. UFC 322 will feature 26 fighters. 21 of those fighters are coming off wins. 14 of those fighters are on a win streak. 9 of them, their win streak is 4 or more. 4 of them, 4-1 in their last 5. 5 of the fighters, 9-1 in their last 10. 3 fighters undefeated, 6 fighters unbeaten in the UFC. Stacked.
Yeah.
Absolutely stacked.
Yeah. And as I was saying, I think there's 4 or 5, at least 5 champs / former champs in that card as well. I mean, it's unbelievable. And you look to the prelims and you still have a fight like Aaron Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. It's a 13-12 versus 12-2. Like Malcolm Wellmaker, who's been hitting the headlines, he's 10-0 versus an 8-1. Bo Nickel, even, although I don't like him personally, he is 7-1 and he takes on an 11-3. I mean, it's talent all around the park.
So aside, because the JDM fight is the fight of the night. That's what everyone's excited for. Aside from that one, what fight are you most looking forward to?
There's probably 2 or 3 there. I mean, Weili Zhang moving up a division is super exciting. There's the Bullet who was hitting her straps again at 36 years old.
Yeah.
Sean Brady and Michael Morales. Michael Morales is unbelievably exciting, 18-0. Sean Brady, 18-1. I mean, these guys, it's a knockout artist versus a grappling expert, basically. And then, again, the former champ, Leon Edwards, up against a Carlos Brothers, who, again, knocks everyone else out. The whole main card. I'm just going to say the whole main card because I'm yakking. BSD and that Dariush fight is also super exciting to see where the fighters are, both trying to hit their peaks again.
So just the whole main card.
I think I'll sharpen it up. I'll say Michael Morales and Sean Brady. I think
You want to see a knockout artist at work, surely.
Yeah.
That's got to be the most entertaining, aside from hopefully what is going to be an unbelievable main event.
Yeah.
Co-main, I should say. Okay, what is your best bet for the weekend then? What is your lock? We'll go our locks and last. We'll get into some betting. What are you eyeing up?
So the lock. Shevchenko by points, 275. It will be, how can I say this? A war, a grind.
Yep.
Weili Zhang is legit. I just think at the age of 37 and you're dishing out performances like that all over again, like you were in your peak,
you're
back to your best. And I think she really is back to her best. Then she'll grind out a win. Japan plus 13.5. I think Wales are getting too much credit here for doing absolutely nothing. And it's such an important game. The Welsh in 12th, the Japanese in 13th. I mean, it's a significant impact on the World Cup and your brackets. So Japan plus 13.5 feels like a decent gap for them to close. Argentina.
That's crazy one.
35 is another lock for me, I don't think.
Yep.
I don't know what bookies know.
What's going on. Yeah.
But from face value, Argentina are way better than Scotland. Way better. I don't care where they're playing. You've upset the All Blacks. You've upset the Springboks.
Yeah.
You've ran over Australia when you've needed to. Actually, you should have beat Australia twice. They got scammed. So, the more I talk about it, the more I think 235 against Scotland.
It's so bizarre.
The North getting so much credit.
Oh, it's because fucking the Northern Hemisphere think they're just top of the world. They just think they're... The way they play the game, they just think they're better than everyone else. But you'd think down here would be able to, I don't know, back the Pumas a little bit more, and
Also,
money might come their way.
They've shown they've had depth, even with injuries, even with, who they bring in from the bench. They are a very serious side, and they can get the job done. And at 235,
I'd get on them now before teams get released, because they could very easily come into probably equal favourites or maybe go favourites as well once teams are named.
Going into that market, I was going in with the feeling of those odds to be flipped.
Yeah,
I generally thought Argentina would be sitting at $1.60.
Yeah, the other way around.
What is Scotland doing at $1.57? What's happened? Someone tell me, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be running Argentina through a few multis this weekend because you get great value at that. Absolutely. So three for you there. I like them. I think I like each of them.
$8.50.
Lock, bang, there it is. Mine is just the under 48.5 at Twickenham. I think AB's England, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be tight. Maybe 3-4 tries in the game total. Like I said, one of the teams might eclipse 20. The other one might get past 10. It could be a 12-7.
I hope it's a flowing game, though. I mean, sometimes up north there, they like a structured sort of game, and they love their whistle.
They love the whistle.
They like the ball in place. So if that is a factor, depending on who's refereeing, if it is a broken up game, then absolutely.
Yeah.
The unders is looking good.
Yeah, I think I'm running the unders through everything. I'm all over the unders this week. Laugh? You got something to laugh at for this week that you're going to get up?
Faroe Islands to win, $21.
Against Croatia.
Against Croatia. This is, they need to win if they want to get into the playoffs. They're equal with Czechia. Population of 54,000. They've had a great sort of group stage so far, so hopefully they can continue. They lost 1-0 to them in the past. This is a nation that really gets behind their team, and it's basically their whole nation playing for the team.
Yeah, essentially.
Population of 54,000, but it's unreal, the group stage they've sort of had in the qualifiers that they're going through, defeating Czechia, Montenegro, Gibraltar. It would be unbelievably hilarious. That's not even hilarious. It would be sick if they did defeat Croatia here and get into that sort of playoff stage. So hopefully they get the job done in at 21s. Why not?
Yeah. That's almost more than a laugh. That is going to be crazy. And to be fair, you've called it before. You've done it before with these kind of international games when you iron up these sorts of matchups. My laugh, I kind of just have to punt it. And it's in the New Zealand Cup at Riccarton over 3,200 metres. Same as the Melbourne Cup. It's the New Zealand Cup. Just Charlie to win. I have to do it. He is the favourite, Just Charlie. $4 on the back of 2 wins in a row. Won the Metropolitan last weekend, the weekend before, and it's like your omen bet. I just have to back it in.
You do, and
I'll probably even do it as in a multi as well. You're getting $4 and you run that through a multi. Genius.
Won at $5 or so recently, didn't it?
Yeah, that was in the Metropolitan won decently too. So hopefully, Just Charlie can back it up down in Christchurch. Hopefully, it doesn't rain. I think it's meant to get good down there. Who knows? Who knows what the weather will do? But there you go.
And how about, I was going to say, Belgium versus Brazil. Why Brazil paying $6? Now I'm thinking international football.
Hang on.
This is international rugby. How good is this? Belgium and Brazil on the rugby field.
Wait, what?
Might be worth a watch. Oh, yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking football. We're getting a Belgium versus Brazil game. Would have been unreal.
The little egg ball.
We're playing oval ball. Right, there's a couple super boosts, more so on today, but keep an eye out on all the super boosts over the weekend. There'll be plenty going. Get amongst those. NBA, the cricket, there's a T20. Black Caps West Indies today, the 5th one, and then they've got the ODI series starting on Sunday. Man, Sunday is stacked. Not a lot happening on the Saturday. Sunday is stacked. Get amongst it. Have you got anything else you want to add?
Good, man.
Lovely.
What time are the All Blacks? 4 a.m.?
4:10. 10 past 4. So set your alarms for 4 o'clock on a Sunday, unless you're out and about and maybe you're kicking on and you grabbed a kebab at 3:30.
Yeah.
Watch the pre-match. Follow our bets on the Bet Social page. If you do want to follow along, they'll be there. Do have some fun this weekend. Do it responsibly. And we'll see you next week. We're back to Tuesdays. We should be good for a Tuesday show coming week. So we'll be back. Till then.